Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today is Booklist Thursday. This is a video series I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library. And every Thursday we bring you some sort of list or topic that we feel like talking about for the week that surrounds books. And this week we are going to do another kind of spooky Halloween-y type of topic, and we're going to be giving you some recommendations, but we're going to have different lists. So mine is going to be focused on horror as a genre. Lindsay is going to focus on ghost stories, because as we were kind of talking about this, we realized we didn't have quite as much that we could both come up with. I couldn't come up with a lot of ghost stories because I haven't read a lot. She's read much more than I have. I've read a few, but not like I didn't think I could give really good recommendations for them. I'd probably be talking about 2 books and that was it. And then she didn't have enough in the horror genre to be able to talk about, whereas I had some more options there. So I'm going to do horror, she's going to do ghosts, so you're going to get a little bit of both from us this week. Okay, so my first recommendation for really good horror books, I'm going to say Stephen King. He is the king of horror. He really is, and for good reason. I have read quite a few of his actual horror books. Now, he does have some books that are not in the horror genre. He has some mysteries. He has historical fiction that includes time travel. So he does have some other options if you want to read Stephen King, but not want to read the weird, gross, bloody stuff. But so he does have other options for those. But as far as his horror books go, I've read a few. I have read It, which was fantastic. I read Pet Sematary, which was fantastic. I read Misery, which is fantastic. All 3 of those I gave 5 stars. Loved, loved, loved. And I have a plethora of his books to pick up and read anytime I want. So I have like half a shelf is Stephen King books over here. So I definitely want to read more from him. Absolutely. I've really enjoyed just about everything I've read from him. I think the only thing I read that I haven't really enjoyed by him so far is Gerald's Game. I really didn't like that book, but yeah. But those 3, It, Pet Sematary, and Misery, 100% recommend. They were fantastic. Another horror book that is one of my favorite books of all time is American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. This one is, oh man, it's one of the most disturbing books I've ever read, ever. I had to put it down a few times. At one point, I put it down and I pushed it away from me with my toe because I did not want to even touch it anymore. It is, man, it's written really interestingly because we are following our serial killer, Patrick Bateman, and you're in his head, which is not a good place to be. And he's also a cocaine addict. So he's like, oh, just the things. And it's even to the point where, you know, when he's high, like, the sentences will run off, or it'll stop in the middle of a paragraph or in the middle of a sentence, and that's the end of the chapter, because that's probably how he's thinking. Like, he just goes blank. And so that was really interesting. At first I was confused. I was like, is there something wrong with my copy? Like, am I missing something? Or what happened? Did they run out of ink? What's going on? But no, that's how it's written. So it was really interesting that way. And the things that he does are things that are now in my brain. And I don't know how I feel about that because they are so bad. So bad. Like, it was so much worse than I thought it was going to be, because I've not seen the movie. I still haven't. I actually do want to watch that movie at some point. But yeah, things that I can't unknow that. I know it now, and now I can't unknow it. So yeah, not for the faint of heart. You have to be okay with some really messed up things. But yeah, okay. But it was brilliant, and it's one of my favorite books. Another one that I think I would consider this one horror. It is young adult, so it's not going to be like as bad as some of the adult books, but that is Saw Kill Girls by Claire Legrand. And this one definitely gave me kind of like Stranger Things vibes, especially towards the end. It definitely gave me some vibes like that. So that's kind of the realm we're diving into here. But it is girls who are moving to an island. It's a family that moves to an island, and this island is kind of known for girls going missing. And then while they are living on this island, one of them goes missing, and then the other one who has not gone missing is trying to figure out what happened to her sister. And she teams up with these two other girls, and there's a whole lot to learn about these people, and you're getting different perspectives. So you're seeing some things happen behind the scenes, and you're seeing everyone else trying to figure out what's going on. And it was fantastic. I loved this book. I gave this one 5 stars for sure. And I would consider it a horror book. It's not super, super gruesome, but towards the end, there are some things that start happening and some weird stuff that starts happening, and it gets a little bloody, but it was really good. And then another one that is kind of more, it's horror, but it's also a little bit of sci-fi, and that is the Pines trilogy by Blake Crouch. I could not put these books down. So good. So this trilogy follows a police detective whose partner, or ex-partner, I guess, goes missing in a town. So his partner goes and is investigating something that happens in this town, and she goes missing. So he takes it upon himself to travel there, try to figure out what happened to her. And then he realizes while he's there that if you get into this town, you're not going to get out. And there's certain reasons for that. And it's one of those, like, everything on the surface looks wonderful and perfect, and oh, it's so great, and blah, blah, blah. And no, things are pretty scary. So I loved it. Again, I could not put it down. It is very fast paced. It's so good. It's so good. They even did a TV show adaptation of it. I didn't like the TV show adaptation as much as the books, but oh my gosh, if you have not read the Pine series by Blake Crouch, 100% do that. Then I do have a couple books I want to share with you that are on my TBR that I just haven't read yet, but these are considered like in the horror genre. Another kind of young adult one is Wilder Girls by Rory Power. This is one I have not read yet. And this one I believe involves a virus that starts happening. And then it follows a group of girls who are at a boarding school, I think on an island, when this virus breaks out. And so they're kind of stuck there. They can't get off because it's not safe, and then things start happening to them. And I believe there's a lot of body horror happening in here. So some weird things are happening to their bodies and all that. I did read a little bit of the first chapter because I tried to get an early copy of this through Bookish first, but I didn't end up getting approved for it. But I went ahead and bought a copy because I did like what I read in the first chapter. So yeah, so this is on my TBR. And then I also have The Terror, and this is by Dan Simmons. And this one I got because there is a TV show adaptation of this one too. And the TV show adaptation really caught my attention. And then I found out it was a book, and I was like, well, I got to read the book first. So I haven't dived in yet though. And I'm trying to decide if I'm going to. I bought it, so I'm going to. But have any of you read this? I haven't heard much about it. I've heard a few people pick it up because of the TV show, but I haven't heard really any reviews on BookTube at least about this book. So let me know if you guys have read this. Let me know what your thoughts were on it. I'm interested to know. But yeah, I'm almost wondering if this would be a good one to read while we live in Rhode Island when it's snowing. Maybe this winter I should pick this up. Yeah, maybe. Give me all the snowy vibes because this does take place in the Arctic. So yeah. Oh. Okay, guys, those are some recommendations for books that I have really enjoyed, or books that I am thinking about picking up here soon in the horror genre. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you read any of the ones I talked about and what your thoughts were. Let me know your recommendations for books in the horror genre. I do enjoy horror. I do. It's not my preferred genre, but I do enjoy picking them up every so often. So, and again, one of my favorite books of all time is a horror. So make sure you go check out Lindsay and see what kind of ghost recommendations she's giving today, because that's what she's doing over there. And I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.